Hi, welcome to USPL Phase 2. This is the 21st game between New Jersey Titans and Maryland Mavericks. I have Tej Patel, captain of New Jersey Titans. Uh, did you win the toss?
Yeah, we won the toss and we decided to bowl first.
Why are you bowling?
It's morning game, we want to let them have a target for us, and we have a deep batting lineup, so hopefully we're backing on them.
All right, thank you and have a great time. The news is New Jersey Titans won the toss and they are decided to bowl first. Hello, so this is Kunal Baride, captain of Maryland Mavericks. Kunal, New Jersey Titans has won the toss and decided to bowl. How is your reaction to that?
We were also planning to bowl first, but I don't really read too much into the toss after it's done. So it is what it is. We are going to bat first, so we're just focusing on putting on as many runs as we can on the board.
Great, and your standing right now is fourth in the table, and this is a must-win game for you. What are your plans today?
So every game that we have played, we have had some positive results, some negative results in the last two games. But again, this is just another game. We don't want to put too much pressure on ourselves. We're just going to go out there and enjoy the game. I think that's one of the key things what we want to do. So that's what we'll be looking to do.
Thank you, Kunal, and wish you all the best.
Thank you.
So the news is New Jersey Titans won the toss and they've decided to bowl first.
So there you have it. Match 21 about to get underway here. It's umpires Brian Kane and Rowan McFarlane making their way to take the field. And we'll have the matchups. It's going to be the New Jersey Titans taking on the Maryland Mavericks. The news is that New Jersey Titans have won the toss. They have elected to have a bowl. So the umpires are headed out to the middle. Momentarily, you will see the teams headed out to the middle. And the New Jersey Titans today, their playing 11 includes Tej Patel, Dev Singh, Yort Nicholson, Navin Stewart, Gurmeet Dadlani, Malav Patel, Raheel Amarshi, Rahul Mishra, Sunil Kumar, Vandit Prajapati, and Udit Patel. The Maryland Mavericks, their team includes Kunal Baride, Gaurav Rana, Mahesh Kasakar, Poromendra Burman, Ravi Patel, Rohit Sawadekar, Supreet Madan, Tokir Hassan, Vasav Desai, Venkat Sai, Sridhar Patisapu, and Kapil Khanna in their 12 actually. As the fielding team walks in, the Maryland Mavericks, in fact the New Jersey Titans take the field, and so we'll get underway momentarily for match number 21 in the U.S. Premier League. So the batters walk to the middle. Mahesh Kasakar and Vasav Desai. So they head to the middle. They'll start proceedings here for the Maryland Mavericks. In fact, looks like it's actually Tokir Hassan and Mahesh. So we'll get the confirmation momentarily, and we'll be underway for match 21. Fielders are stretching. Umpires seem to be satisfied that we're ready for play, and so play will be underway momentarily here at the beautiful, sunny, but yet cool SUNY Purchase. Cool conditions here, almost spring-like weather. So Tej Patel with ball in hand. So he'll operate, and the man on strike will be Vasav Desai. So here we go for the first ball. Here's Tej Patel moving in. And this one is in the air, going up and over mid-wicket, and it will drop and plug. So the batters will scamper through for a couple. So Vasav Desai, he's away. And in fact, Tokar Hassan, I think it was, that's away with a couple. And this time it's defended. So the Mavericks will look to put a decent total on the board here this morning. They have played relatively good cricket so far in this phase 2 version of the game. This one is hit well. Up to mid-off, and it's put down. So ball in the air for some time, should have been an easily taken catch. Hit up to long off. And the man was there, settled, had all morning long, could have had a cup of coffee, come back and taken it. In the end, he puts it down. And so a life to Tokar Hassan straight away. He lives to fight another day. Man going there, reverse cup. And it could, it might have been Navin Stewart even. And Navin, that's a catch he generally would take in his sleep. And had the reverse cup option and somehow allowed it to slip away. So now we have Vasav on strike for the first time. 3 for no loss. First over of play here in this phase 2 action. And this one is a foolish delivery. Full into the pads, angled towards the leg stump. And the batter is not able to advance the total here. So what perhaps should have been the end of Tokar Hassan, he gets a life. This one is hit down the ground again towards Stewart. And this time he's in behind this one, just keeping the batters to a single. And so a good start for Tej Patel. Should have had a wicket in this over, in this first over, to set the tone for the New Jersey Titans. New Jersey Titans well and truly in contention here for this phase 2 version of this championship. Taken on the pad, this time it runs towards the fine leg region. We'll get the confirmation from the umpire shortly. Umpire Brian Kane gives us the stylish leg by signal. And so that should complete over at number 1. And so after 1, it's 5 for none.
जिंदगी में जीत उसी की होती है जिसके पास स्पीड होती है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cptfspeednews.com। यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते, आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो। विजिट cptfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So Udit Patel has been given the ball to continue the attack, and he'll operate here to Tokar Hassan. Hassan on 3. Two teams here matching up. The New Jersey Titans in second place with a 4-1 record, taking on the Maryland Mavericks, who are 3-2. Maryland Mavericks actually were in second place up through last week's round of matches, but they succumbed to a devastating loss at the hands of the Carolina Eagles, who not only defeated them handily, but in that defeat they were able to surpass them, moving themselves into third place, as this one goes away for 5 wide. So an inauspicious start from Udit Patel. Concedes 5 wides first up, so that pushes the Maryland total into double figures. They go up now to 10 for none, and not the start that Udit would have been looking for. So the New Jersey Titans, a very well put together team, balance throughout their lineup, and of course their batting led by the talismanic Vandit Prajapati. He's one of 3 Centurions in phase 2, and buys is the signal there by umpire McFarlane. So far in phase 2, we've had centuries from Prajapati. We had one from Poro, I believe. I'll confirm. And then we also had one from Prajapati himself. So Prajapati, Poro, and then also we had the top individual score. This one is hit well to Nevin Stewart. This time he makes no mistake. Takes the catch in the deep. Well judged, well taken. And that's the end of Vasav Desai. He has to go. Well caught in the deep by Nevin Stewart running across.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com। यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो। विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
All right, so the new batter walks to the middle. A well judged, well taken catch by Nevin Stewart at long on. So we'll see momentarily who the new batter is as he makes his way out to the middle. And he'll join Tokar Hassan. And it's number 99, the captain, Kunal Baride. So he will replace Tokar. In fact, Vasav Desai. Desai went for 1, faced 3 balls. And Baride will take guard from umpire Rowan McFarlane, with Maryland Mavericks having lost their first wicket on the previous delivery. And so 4 deliveries remaining here in over number 2 as Udit Patel gets into the wicket column. He's picked up first wicket here on the morning for the New Jersey Titans. The New Jersey Titans, I was pointing out, a very balanced team. And I was mentioning the fact that Trevon Griffith, Poro, and in fact I don't think it's actually Poro with that second century, but 3 centuries in total. 2 were scored on day 1 off phase 2, so we'll go back there and take a look. And interesting times in this, the U.S. Premier League, a league that's featured quite a bit of talented players throughout. So Prajapati with 100, or Praneeth Nemarugomala as another couple of dots here in this over following the wicket. So a good start for Udit Patel. His first ball did go away for 5 wides, but he's come back with a couple of quality deliveries. So this one will be guided up into the offside, up to a wide third man region, and that will not yield any runs. And so this a good over from Udit Patel with 1 ball remaining in over number 2. 11 for 1 the total on the board. Kunal Barida, the captain, on strike, yet to be able to get the ball off the square. Final ball down the track, and he is advancing down the track and missing the ball completely. That completes the over. 6 runs from it, mostly coming from wides, and successful over for the New Jersey Titans. It's 11 for 1 after 2.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com। यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते, आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो। विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So Tej Patel will continue. His first over cost him just 4 runs. Should have picked up the wicket of Tokar Hassan, who was put down. A straightforward catch offered to Navin Stewart at long off. And Navin put that one on the turf. But yet in over number 2, on a much more difficult catch offered to Stewart, he came up with the goods. Good ball into the block hole to start from Patel. And so straight away, as we see him here approaching the wicket, and this one was angled down the leg down the leg side, but full and in the block hole. Not much that Tokar Hassan could do about that one. A very quiet start for the Maryland Mavericks. Again, looking to maintain their place in the top 4 of the USPL. They're in 4th place. Saw their 3-1 record disturbed by the count. Oh, bowled him. So ball keeping low, looking to work the ball through the onside, and the leg stump has been knocked back. And so that's the end of Tokar Hassan, as Tej Patel cleans him up this time. Doesn't need any help, and it's kept very, very low, and it's actually hitting between middle and off. And so Tokar Hassan, he is accounted for by Tej Patel himself. Doesn't need any fielders to help him this time. And so it's 11 for 2. We're in over number 3.
जिंदगी में जीत उसी की होती है जिसके पास स्पीड होती है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com। यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते, आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो। विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So the new batter walks to the middle. Looks to be Ravi Patel. And so he will settle and take guard from umpire Brian Kane. Again, not a good situation from the perspective of the Maryland Mavericks. They've lost 2 wickets already in this power play, and they've struggled to some degree. Again, very unfortunate dismissal for Toker Hassan, ball keeping quite low. But that underscores the importance of playing front foot on this wicket. Good ball to start, and it will run away towards the fine leg, towards the third man region. 4-leg buys it will be, and we get the confirmation from umpire Brian Kane. So a quiet start for the Maryland Mavericks. But they're up and running. Ravi Patel probably at the wicket sooner than he would have hoped. As we see some of the, looks like members of the student population of Purchase College just approaching the back area close to the media center for an observation of what game is happening here. Clearly curious about the action taking place out in the middle. And ball tucked into the onside again. This time no chance to score. So Tej Patel turns at the top of his mark, runs away from the media center, and he bowls a good one that's tugged into the onside. The batter scrambled through for one, and easily taken in the end. Ravi Patel is up and running. He's away, and it will bring the captain back onto strike. Kunal Baride coming early this morning. Had to come, arrived at the wicket at the dismissal of Vasav Desai, and now having to marshal this innings, having to be the anchor, perhaps the glue. We saw him last week play a very good hand in the match against the Carolina Eagles as the over comes to an end. 5 runs from it. It's 16 for 2 after 3.
As per the performance of the previous year, we can see that. हाँ बेबी, कुछ नहीं.
सुबह क्या भूल गए?
Breakfast भूल गया. कर लूँगा.
ऐसे मत लेट किया करो.
3 minutes.
अभी तुम्हारे पेट में एसिडिटी हो
बेबी
रही है.
रखो. हाँ.
बेबी की चिट-चैट 3 minutes में? Impossible. मगर MTR का 3-minute उपमा. Just add hot water, mix, cover और 3 minutes में ready. MTR 3-minute breakfast. इंडिया का breakfast.
So Vandit Prajapati has been given the ball. And he will start with a ball outside off stump, angled away from the right-hander. And appealing to umpire McFarlane for a wide was Ravi Patel. Not convinced that was a fair delivery. Prajapati starting with a slower ball. Again, comes back with another slower ball here. And again, Patel is struggling to pick up the pace of the delivery out of the hand of Prajapati. And so good start here for Vandit so far. Couple of slower balls to get things going in over number 4. This time, much quicker delivery, punched up to the cover region. And that will get Ravi Patel off strike. So again, the slow sledding here for the Maryland Mavericks, have yet to score a boundary yet in this power play. We're 3 deliveries through over number 4, and then not a boundary yet registered in their innings. So a very circumspect start. And this one is defended up into the offside, and again, no chance to score. So Vandit Prajapati has elected to go pace off here, and it's been very effective so far. And see Nathan Stewart moving around in the outfield there. Kent electing to save himself for later in the attack, for later in the innings here, and opting to utilize some of his other bowling options. Is a loud appeal for a catch at the wicket, and umpire McFarlane unmoved. See the batter advancing down the track here, and every man going up appealing for what they were suspecting was a catch. And umpire Rowan McFarlane totally unconvinced. This one hit well into the deep. Stewart again, he takes it, and so that's the end of Vandit and of Kunal Baride. He goes for an 8-ball duck, and so it's 17 for 3 as the 4th over comes to an end, and just 1 run from it plus the wicket. 17 for 3 after 4.
जिंदगी में जीत उसी की होती है जिसके पास स्पीड होती है, इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cptfspeednews.com। यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते, आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो। विजिट cptfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So the new batter strides to the middle in the form of Supreet Madan. So he comes in here with Maryland Mavericks off to a slow start. Just 17 runs on the board after four overs in the power play. So they're going at just 4.25 runs an over. And so a very subpar start to a T20 contest. When you're in the power play, you've lost 3 wickets, you've only put 17 runs on the board. Not a lot of intent shown by the Maryland Mavericks batters at the top. No boundaries yet scored in 4 overs, or 24 balls. Not one has crossed the line, has crossed the outer perimeter here at SUNY Purchase. So the struggles of the Maryland Mavericks, they'll need a partnership of some consequence. So far, the only partnership to have gone into double figures, Vasav Desai and Tokyo Hassan at the top. They put on 11 for that opening stand before that was broken. So very low production by these Maryland Mavericks batters, as would Patel starts with a dot, and so again struggles on the part of the Maryland Mavericks. Have to come up with a plan here of is it that they'll look to get through these power play overs without any further damage done, or how will they approach these next few overs with when wickets are falling. It tends to stymie the rate at which runs are scored, and so already they are going at just about 4 and over, so can't get much lower than that. And so at some point, again, they'll have to look to come up with a plan, put some runs on the board here, and then take their chances. This New Jersey Titans team is very well built, very well put together, and of course, they have their top gun in Vandit Prajapati in their lineup today. So he not only brings an element of bowling to the party, so he contributes as a bowler, but more importantly, he is one of the top batters in all of USPL, one of 3 Centurions on the season so far. And not only has he been a Centurion, but he's number 6 in total runs scored in phase 2 with 155 runs at an average of 77.5. So one of the bright spots in the USPL for phase 2. The leading run scorer in phase 2 is Johan Samara Wikrama of the Texas Cowboys. But in terms of today's matchup, Praneeth Nemaru Gumala, whom is missing from the Maryland Mavericks lineup today, he would have been, he is one of the 3 Centurions in the season, and he would have been an important cog for the Maryland Mavericks. But Praneeth not in the lineup this morning, and so that will put a damper on their prospects. They do have Uric Nicholson, the New Jersey Titans. The Maryland Mavericks will struggle. Rohit Sawadekar, 157 runs to his tally so far. He's the 5th leading run scorer, and so Rohit is still in the 10th, so he will have some contribution to make. And he is averaging 39 in this round. This one is hit well into the mid-wicket region. Again, there's protection out there, and so the over will conclude with that single, and so just 2 runs from it. It's 19 for 3 at the end of 5.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com। यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो। विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
So 5 done and dusted. Final over here in the power play. So far 3 bowlers have been used. Prajapati will continue. Oh, hit well in the air though. And oh, well taken over his shoulder. What a catch. Had to find it in the air and pulls it in. And very well judged, very well taken. And it's the end. And he does a little dance there. Well taken. And it's Tej Patel. So Tej Patel scoops it. It's 19 for 4.
जिंदगी में जीत उसी की होती है जिसके पास स्पीड होती है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com। यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो। विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
All right, so Mahesh Kasakar walks to the middle. And And so he'll be at the non-strikers end for the moment. Ravi Patel will be the batter on strike. 4 wickets down inside the power play. It's all New Jersey Titans. Slower ball hit down the ground towards mid-on. And he comes up throwing what Patel gets off strike. So the Maryland Mavericks here going at just 3.8 and over. So struggling a bit here to keep the scoreboard moving at any substantial pace. And they have really had a tough time keeping the scoreboard moving, and have yet to hit a boundary through 6 overs almost. 5.2. Good bowling effort of the New Jersey Titans, led by their captain Tej Patel. 2 overs, 1 for 5. Udit Patel, 2 overs, 1 for 6, and Prajapati has picked up 2 for 2. So 2 wickets for 2 runs off his 1.2 so far. And he has gone effectively pace off for the most part. His change-up delivery is the quicker one, and a very well disguised use of the slower ball throughout his bowling effort so far. Just 9 balls bowled, has picked up 2 wickets in those 9 balls. So proving his worth as a top all-rounder is Vandit Prajapati. We know his prowess with the bat. And he gets, again, a slower ball this time. The ball is hitting the stumps directly, but the batter was well through with the single before the ball came through. So Mahesh is up and running. He gets away with a single. Just a couple of balls remaining in the power play here for the Maryland Mavericks. And one of the lower scores we've seen in the power play so far. And really struggled here, the Maryland Mavericks. So here is Prajapati down the leg side. This will be wide. Runs away towards the fine leg fence. Man comes around now, and they're able to scamper through for a couple. So in fact, leg by is the call. So a couple of leg bys to add to the total for the Maryland Mavericks. They're up to 23. And the only boundaries we've seen so far have come from wides. 5 ball that went away for 5 wides, and another ball that went away for 4 leg bys. Those are the only deliveries that have crossed. The only runs that have crossed, and they get the signal for a no ball. So no ball from Prajapati. Adds to the extras. Extras up to 15. 5 wides, 7 leg bys. There have been 2 bys and 1 no ball. And that's the free hit delivery. That's punched into the onside. Again, protection at mid-on, or mid-wicket rather. And the batter is through for 1, and that will complete over number 6. And in fact, another no ball. And so consecutive no balls here from Vandit Prajapati. And so the over will extend. And Mahesh will be the man now on strike. And so he'll get a free swing here. Free swing at this delivery from Vandit Prajapati. Over already conceding 7 runs. Is it the tallest? The tallest building in the Manhattan skyline so far. So this has been the most productive over for the Maryland Mavericks. And this one is hit well into the onside. Around comes Tage at mid-wicket. And he cleans up at square leg. Only a single. That will close out the over. 8 from it. It's the power play done. 27 for 4 after 6.
जिंदगी में जीत उसी की होती है जिसके पास स्पीड होती है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cptfspeednews.com। यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते, आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो। विजिट cptfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So Nathan Stewart has been introduced here, and so he comes first up after the power play. Power play conceding just 27 runs from a New Jersey Titans standpoint. Couldn't have asked for much better. They've conceded 27, have picked up 4 wickets in the power play. So that sets the foundation for the New Jersey Titans to look to restrict the Maryland Mavericks further. Nathan Stewart, a very experienced campaigner, former Trinidad and Tobago national team representative, also would have played in the Caribbean Premier League, CPL. And this one is hit well up to the long off region. And so Mahesh gets off strike, turns it over to Ravi Patel. The Maryland Mavericks have in their hut still Rohit Sarwadekar, Puramendra Burman Garavarana, among those still to make their way up to the middle. Venkat Sai Kapil Khanna still in the hut. And so the question is, Sarwadekar still not yet have made his way out to the middle. Sarwadekar among the leading run scorers for the Maryland Mavericks. Made the point that Sarwadekar is number 5 in run production for phase 2 of the USPL. And Sarwadekar, the leading run scorer for Maryland. After him, it would be Praneeth Nemaru Gomala, and Nemaru Gomala is not available for today's action. So Tokar Hassan with 100 runs also then would be the next leading run scorer for the Maryland Mavericks. So they will have to look in other places for run production this morning, and so far it's been anemic, the run production here. And I like to make the point that the scoreboard reads like a telephone number, as if we go up and down the lineup so far, we see 3-1-0, 4-1-3, and so clearly not one batter yet into double figures. The leading contributor for the Maryland Mavericks have been extras. Extras are 16, and that's the leading contributor to the total of 28 on the board by a wide margin. So over almost 60% here off the total on the board coming by way of extras. So it's a far cry. Almost 60%, so a far cry from their typical run production. This will be the first boundary off the bat, and it comes off the blade of Ravi Patel on the back foot. Ball hitting on the up, and you see him here just going across the wicket, timing it exquisitely and placing it extremely well. And the fielder running back there, all he can do is go to retrieve, and it goes away. Dev Singh could do nothing about it, runs away for a boundary. So Supreet, then the batter, as the over comes to an end, 6 runs from it. It's now 33 for 4.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com। यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो। विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
So Rahul Mishra has been introduced into the lineup here. So he'll continue. Supreet the man on strike. Supreet on 7. And this one is cut away through the offside protection at deep backward point. And so one then to Supreet as he rotates the strike over to Mahesh. Mahesh on 3. He's faced just 4 balls so far, as you see the logo for our title sponsor, the CBTF, speednews.com, as it comes up there. MTR, our associate sponsor, and together they have made the USPL possible this year. Good start here for Rahul Mishra. And so far, bowling has, the bowlers have been on top right from the outset here at SUNY Purchase. As cool conditions, this one's swing and a miss, and somehow that gets through and runs towards the fine leg region. It may go for a boundary. In fact, buys is the call. And so 4 buys added to the total. And not in control, missing everything, not only the batter but the keeper as well. And runs away. 34 then the total on the board. So Mahesh, man on strike. Slow bowling. The slow bowler being introduced all the way in over number 8. We've seen mostly medium stuff, medium pace up to this point. This one again driven well up to mid off, or up to cover. And can't score. Stewart, the man, posted up there, patrolling the cover region. This one again hit into the offside. This time they'll scamper through for 1. And so not really intentional batting here on the part of the Maryland Mavericks. They're going at a very slow rate. No real intent, no real purpose. Not an indication of having a real plan. And a round of applause from the Barracuda Tri team, I think it is. And I see www.barracudatri.com in the distance. So not sure Team Barracuda what that is, but the over concludes. It's 45 for 4 after 8.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com। यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते, आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो। विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So a CBTF maximum to close out over number 8. 45 for none. The Maryland Mavericks being asked to bat first here against these New Jersey Titans. And Nathan Stewart will continue. So slow sledding for the Mavericks. Again, we continue to make the point that they have really struggled to get things right. Oh, this one hit well. This should go one bounce into the, in fact, it's gone all the way. And we get the confirmation from umpire Brian Kane. That's 6 good-looking runs to Mahesh Kisaka on the go, on fire. Smashes it all the way for a maximum. And that will actually bring up the 50, brings up 50 for the Maryland Mavericks. And 50 comes up in over number 9. And suddenly, batters are looking to go. Mahesh Kisaka getting one angle down the leg. And he was all over it, smashing it out of the ground. This one is hit well into the mid-wicket region. They scamper for one. They come back for a second. They'll get too easily. So Kisaka now looking to pick things up. Run rate starting to push up. At one point we were at 3.75 runs and over for the Maryland Mavericks. They've managed to push that up now over 6 and over. So partnership starting to emerge here between these two. Partnership now gone up to 34. So good looking partnership indeed from the Maryland Mavericks. The struggle, as we say, has been real. This one will run towards a fine leg for, could be buys, maybe actually runs it is. So good over this from a Maryland Mavericks standpoint. Just in fact 9 runs from it so far, and just one ball remaining. MTR, feel the goodness of milk with real bits of almonds. MTR beat the heat this summer with MTR Badam drink. It's our associate sponsor, MTR. I want to say good morning to all the folks at MTR. This one is hit well through the offside, will be 4 runs. So he closes out a brilliant over from a Maryland's Maverick standpoint. 13 from it. It's 58 for 4 after 9.
As per the performance of the previous year, we can see that. हाँ बेबी, कुछ नहीं.
सुबह क्या भूल गए?
Breakfast भूल गया. कर लूँगा.
इतनी बार बोला है, ऐसे मत लेट किया करो.
3 minutes.
अभी तुम्हारे पेट में एसिडिटी हो
बेबी
रही है.
रखूँ. हाँ.
बेबी की चिट चैट 3 मिनट्स में इम्पॉसिबल, मगर MTR का 3 मिनट उपमा जस्ट ऐड हॉट वाटर, मिक्स, कवर और 3 मिनट्स में रेडी. MTR 3 मिनट ब्रेकफास्ट, इंडिया का ब्रेकफास्ट.
So the new bowler being introduced here is Sunil Kumar. And so he comes into the fray. We'll bowl to Mahesh Kisaka. Mahesh on 13. And Saprit on 18. He's batted well and has really looked the part. Starts with a good ball. And this one is tugged into the onside again, up to the long on region. Protection there. So can only get a single as Mahesh pushes him up to 14. Mavericks, 64 balls remaining, so they're probably on pace for a score in the range of about 130. And perhaps will need more against this sort of a batting lineup. The New Jersey Titans are a very well-built team. Includes Prajapati, Navin Stewart among those who have been very effective for the New Jersey Titans. And this one is hit well through the offside again. This time protection up at deep extra cover. Dev Singh out there. Can't stop one though. And so Saprit gets off strike. 19 to him from 15 balls. 14 from 15 from Mahesh. And so Mahesh going at just less than run a ball. But he has definitely shown his intent to be aggressive, much more aggressive, and goes big, goes upstairs. And that's gone the distance for another CBTF maximum. Flighted above the eye line, and Mahesh was on his horse, gave it a charge, swinging through the line, hitting it out of the playing area. And you see the transport vans there in the distance in the parking lot. And that's where that one would have landed, close to that area. As umpire McFarlane inspects the ball, making sure that would not have sustained very much damage from being hit into the deep, into that area. And seems satisfied now. As this one steered away, they will scamper through for an easy single. So good cricket here. This partnership now up to 48, so very enterprising partnership here has emerged. Mahesh contributing 25, 23 contributed by Saprit, and ball outside the off stump. This will be a wide. And so he'll have to reload that. 68 then the total. Final ball of over number 10. And he's taking on the pad. And he's asking his Sunil Kumar. And we'll watch it here. And umpire. Oh yeah, it might have been going down the leg side. So that will close out the over. 10 runs from it. So after 10 gone, it's 68 for 4.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com। यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो। विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
So 10 overs gone, 68 the total on the board. And Vandit Prajapati comes back into the attack. Starts with a wide. And the ball just wide of off stump. Swing and a miss there. And he's dragged it on, and so the 5th wicket falls here. Mahesh has to go, and we'll watch it here as the Prajapati will pick up his 3rd. Down the track, swinging, and it's hitting the middle stump, and a wild-looking shot from Mahesh, and that's the 5th wicket to fall. It's now 69 for 5.
जिंदगी में जीत उसी की होती है जिसके पास स्पीड होती है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com। यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते, आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो। विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So, new batter comes to the middle in the form of Kapil Khanna. And he starts straight away with a single. This one hit well into the offside. Around comes mid off, and it's Nathan Stewart, so he's had to do a lot of work out in the deep, but does well. Keep the ball in play here. So a couple of balls remaining here for Prajapati down the track. And now they're going to contemplate going for one, and they'll get it in the end. They'll scamper through for one. Would appear to just be a dot. Could be buys, it is. So one by added. Final ball of over number 11. Here is Prajapati. And this one is short. Pulled into the gap. Man comes around, can't field it. And this will beat him into the boundary. 4 good-looking runs to Supreet. And that will close out the over. And it's 76, in fact, 8 runs from it. It's 76 for 5 after 11.
As per the performance of the previous year, we can see that. हाँ बेबी, कुछ नहीं.
सुबह क्या भूल गए?
Breakfast भूल गया. कर लूँगा.
इतनी बार बोला है, ऐसे मत लेट किया करो.
3 minutes.
अभी तुम्हारे ट्रीट में एसिडिटी हो
बेबी
जाएगी and then
हाँ.
बेबी की चिट-चैट 3 minutes में? Impossible. मगर MTR का 3 minute उपमा. Just add hot water, mix, cover और 3 minutes में ready. MTR 3 minute breakfast. India का breakfast.
So wicket falls here as another one is picked up here by Sunil Kumar through the gates, just swinging all around one. Middle stump is disturbed. And so the 6 wicket falls is 76 for 6.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com। यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते, आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो। विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So Poro makes his way out to the middle. And not the best day with the bat for the Maryland Mavericks. And Poro Benjo Berman comes in and joins Supreet here with Maryland Mavericks in a very precarious position at 76 for 6. Still 8 overs will remain after this one, as the ball hit down the ground here by Poro, so he gets off the mark straight away. So he's up and running. And this one hit well down the ground towards Stewart at long off. And so Supreet will pick up run number 25. It's been somewhat of a struggle. Supreet carrying a fight almost alone, playing a lone hand, 25 off 19. Hasn't had a lot of support. This one hit well down the ground towards long on this time. And again, single to Poro. So slow sledding, just a couple of balls remaining here in over number 12. It's been the Titans bowlers on top right from the very outset. We have seen them pick up wickets at 11, 11, 17, 19, 69. So a 50-run partnership in the middle there, and then 76. So that 50-run partnership, the only one of real substance, as it's been the Titans bowlers on top throughout this this innings to this point. And we have one ball remaining here in over number 12. And this one is chopped away. Can't score. That will close out the over. A successful one for Sunil Kumar and the New Jersey Titans. 4 runs coming from it. It's 80 for 6 after 12.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com। यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते, आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो। विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So Prajapati will finish up here. 3 overs, 3 for 14 coming in. He starts with a dot. Spin all Supreet so far for the Maryland Mavericks. Has accounted for 26 of the 80 runs on the board. And it's been quite a struggle for the Mavericks throughout. Good start here from Prajapati. So he's, somehow they'll give away one here. What should have been no run. And the captain just watch this lapse in concentration, allows it to get away from him. Gets Supreet off strike. So another single taken here by the Maryland Mavericks. So they're content going at a very slow rate. Not a lot on offer. Not many boundaries. We've had 3 CBTF maximums and 3 fours that didn't come by way of extras. This one a full toss, hit well. May have gone all the way. In fact, we get confirmation that it has. It's gone the distance, and so Supreet leading the charge here as it's gone over, as we see it here in the replay, and landing in the deep, 88th in the total. Supreet goes into the 30s. He's up to 33. Good looking strike. Just missing his length was Prajapati. And Supreet not one to let an opportunity go by. This one hit well again, finds the gap. This will be 4 more. So good over this from a Maryland Mavericks standpoint. 12 off it so far, so it's still 1 more remaining. So into the 90s goes the Maryland Mavericks. Run rate now up to 7.2. And so projection now looking to be beyond 140. So good comeback this for the Maryland Mavericks. They've lost 6 wickets, but Supreet Madan is carrying a good hand here, batting at 37. And this one is driven well up into the offside again through Tej Patel. They go for 1. They come back for the second as Dev Singh comes up throwing, but the batters are through for a second. That will complete the over. 14 from it. It's 94 for 6 after 13.
जिंदगी में जीत उसी की होती है जिसके पास स्पीड होती है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cptfspeednews.com। यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते, आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो। Visit cptfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So we're back with the action. And Sunil Kumar has bowled 1 for 14 from 2 overs so far. And coming back here to continue the attack. He's bowled well. 95 total on the board. And it's been a slow ride for the Maryland Mavericks, but they, at the outset, they've picked it up in these last several overs. And they continue to do quite well. Down the track and hitting well into the onside. They come back for a couple, so good understanding between Supreet. Now they'll come back for a third here. And so a really good effort here on the part of Supreet. He pushes up to 42. And the score up to 98 as he's faced 26 balls for his 42. 98 on the board. Really good going by Supreet. This one hit well into the onside. They'll scamper through for one. And so Supreet will be back on strike with a couple of balls remaining here in the 14th over. So a really good turn of events here for the Maryland Mavericks. They've really turned things around. And it's been the tale of two cities. And the first tale was one where the Jersey Titans were on top, but we've seen a couple of very good overs from. And this one is hit well. This could bring up the 100, and it goes a long way into the distance. Gone for a CBTF maximum. Supreet brings up the 100 in style, takes himself up to 48, and it's now 105 for 6. So Sunil Kumar under the gun here now has conceded 11 in the over with still one more delivery remaining. And Supreet Madan has really come to the party. The third maximum he's struck and has really led the proceedings here. 28 in this partnership between Madan and Poro. And 24 of those 28 runs contributed by Supreet. So really taking control of the proceedings here. And he hits this well into the backward square. That will bring up his 50. And 50 comes up in style. And it's 50 comes up from just 28 balls. And he struck it at a strike rate of... He had a strike rate of 186. 3 maximums, 5 fours, has batted for 48 minutes and really leading the charge and has put his hand up here to play a very important part for the Maryland Mavericks and have brought them back from what was 3 runs and over up to now almost 8 and over for the Maryland Mavericks. So on course for a total that could be in the range of 160-ish. And so really good turnaround here. And a really good hand being played here by Supreet Madan. So Nathan Stewart will continue. And his first couple of overs cost him 19 runs. And so it's been the Supreet Madan show. Supreet and Poro putting on a good partnership here. This one punched away up to the offside by Poro. So he's done well to rotate strike. Turning the strike over to Supreet as often as he has been able to. Has faced 8 balls for his 6 runs. So has done well to keep the scoreboard ticking over. And from Supreet's standpoint, and from Poro's standpoint rather, all his runs have come by way of singles. So that's the importance of turning the strike over. So as often as he's been able, 6 out of the 8 balls he's faced, he's gotten a right-off strike. So this one down the leg side. And no wide indicated there. As umpire Brian Kane perhaps thinking that the batter had to go inside the line of the ball to allow it to go behind him. And may have gone over the stump, over the leg stump, or close enough to it. So here is Nathan Stewart again. And this one is punched into the onside by Supreet this time for another single. So a good recovery this by the Maryland Mavericks. Again, we have only seen a couple of meaningful partnerships. Mahesh and Supreet were involved in one, and a really good one. Poro and Supreet involved in one here. This one hit well through the onside towards the square leg boundary. And this will go across the boundary now. And so double figures this then for Poro. He goes up to 10. And a very well executed pull shot. Ball keeping a bit low, but again with the straight blade of the bat coming across the delivery, was able to get bat onto ball and tug it into the onside. And so really good hand being played here by these two. Well bowled by Stewart. Into the block hole, can only be defended this time. So 6 runs conceded in the over so far. 1 ball remaining here in over number 15. And after this delivery, provided it's a legal delivery, will be into the fast 5. So final ball here of over 15. Nathan Stewart. And this is played up into the offside. They'll scamper through for 1. So Poro will keep strike. 7 off the over. And with 15 gone, it's the Maryland Mavericks having been sent in. They're 116 for 6.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com। यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो। विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
So when it comes back into the attack, this one hit well. Up too long on. And David Stewart is there. Keeps the batters from being able to get a boundary. So 1 then to Poro. Takes him up to 12. Total up to 117. Into the fast 5 as you see there on your screen. Maryland Mavericks trying to keep themselves in the top 4. They're in 4th place at this point in the table, in the championship table. And they're behind the Pennsylvania Cavaliers, who are undefeated. They're the leaders, and he's bowled him. So a good delivery finally sees the back of Suprit Madan, who did strikes. You see it here. And comes into your screen now. There's Udit. Ball angled towards the leg stump, swinging and missing. And so you miss, I hit. That's the end of Suprit. He goes for 53. And it's now 117 for 7.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com। यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो। विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
So Rohit Sawadekar makes his way to the middle. appeal. For Rohit's wicket. Straight away, umpire Rowan McFarlane not interested. Good couple of deliveries here for Yudit Patel to start. Patel 2 for 7. In fact, 2 for 6, 1 for 6 coming into this over, has picked up the wicket of Supreet Madan, the all-important wicket, 53 off 31 balls, 3 sixes, 5 fours in his innings, leading the effort here for the Maryland Mavericks. Ball in the air, won't carry to Nathan Stewart. So Rohit is away with a single. And only 25 balls remaining, or 4 overs after this one. So nonetheless, a good comeback for the Maryland Mavericks. At one point they were on course for a total in the range of 110. They have gone past that now and are looking at a score more closer to 150. And so Poro punches this one down the ground. He'll keep strike. The over comes to an end, and it's 3 runs from it. A successful over from a New Jersey Titans standpoint. It's 119 for 7 after 16.
As per the performance of the previous year, we can see that. हाँ बेबी, कुछ नहीं.
सुबह क्या भूल गए?
Breakfast भूल गया. कर लूँगा.
इतनी बार बोला है, ऐसे मत लेट किया करो.
3 minutes.
अभी तुम्हारे पेट में एसिडिटी हो
बेबी
रही है.
रखूँ. हाँ.
बेबी की चिट-चैट 3 minutes में? Impossible. मगर MTR का 3 minute उपमा. Just add hot water, mix, cover और 3 minutes में ready. MTR 3 minute breakfast. India का breakfast.
So 120 for 7 total on the board. So another single taken here. This one is hit well into the gap. Man comes around, can't get there, and it goes away into the boundary. So good looking shot. And a pour on the go. We'll see it here as ball is aerial. 1, 2, couple of bounces. Fielder can't get around in time. So 125 then the total. So the Maryland Mavericks have really come back into this contest quite well. And have really made a good effort of this. Hit well into the deep. Man looks up, takes the catch. That's the end of Poro Berman. He has to go well caught in the deep at long off. It's now 125 for 8.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है. इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले Visit cbtfspeednews.com. यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते, आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो. Visit cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So Venkat Sai is the new batter that strides to the middle. And so he'll well, Stewart continues, punches this one up into the offside. And that's all that's available. So a single to the Maryland Mavericks, as Venkat is up and running straight away. So it brings Rohit Sawadeka back onto strike. He's on 2. He's faced just 3 balls so far. Nathan Stewart has picked up just 1 wicket in this over. Has been a tad bit expensive in the context of what has happened here today. This one, a good throw, and he's gone. So brilliantly done by Udit in the deep. They ran for 1, came back for the second, and he was out by a long distance, as was not even in the frame when the throw came in. And umpire Brian Kane raising that fateful finger, slow death. And so that's the end of Venkat. It's now 127 for 9.
As per the performance of the previous year, we can see that. हाँ बेबी, कुछ नहीं.
सुबह क्या भूल गए?
ब्रेकफास्ट भूल गया. कर लूँगा.
इतनी बार बोला है, ऐसे मत लेट किया करो.
3 minutes.
अभी तुम्हारे पेट में एसिडिटी हो
बेबी
जाएगी.
रखूँ. हाँ.
बेबी की चिट चैट 3 minutes में इम्पॉसिबल. मगर MTR का 3 minute उपमा जस्ट ऐड हॉट वाटर, मिक्स, कवर और 3 minutes में रेडी. MTR 3 minute breakfast, इंडिया का breakfast.
So we're back with the action. Final pair here out in the middle. Still 3 overs remaining after this one. So Maryland Mavericks will have to be thinking of consuming all the overs available here. And so Stewart, couple of wickets falling in this over. One credited to Stewart, the other credited to the good work of Udit Patel in the deep. Came up throwing, gunning right on top of the stumps at the bowler's end. Nathan Stewart collected it, and all he had to do was pick the bails, and was able to send back Venkat Sai. So 127 for 9. And this one is well driven up into the offside, or well straight back along the track. And Stewart was able to feel his own bowling. 7 runs from the completed 17th over here. It's 127 for 9. Still just 18 balls then remaining in the innings for the Maryland Mavericks. If you've just joined us, the Maryland Mavericks were asked to bat earlier by New Jersey Titans, who won the toss. And they struggled in the power play. Only 6 and only 27 runs scored in the power play. Lost 4 wickets in the process. Wickets falling at 11, 17, and 19. But recovered well enough to get to 117 before they were, in fact, they had a couple of good overs where they were able to maneuver themselves from 27 up to 69 before the 5th wicket fell. So partnership of 40 there. And then since then, they have looked to keep things moving. And they have kept the scoreboard ticking over quite nicely for the most part. There's a couple of runs. In fact, it's gone for a boundary, this. So 4 runs it is. And Rohit Sarwadekar has looked the part here. So 132. Down the leg side, this will be a wide. So 7.7 runs per over, the going rate here for the Maryland Mavericks. They're on course for a total perhaps in the range of 155-ish. And Rohit Sarwadekar is a hard-hitting batsman. He can hit them a long way. So Gaurav Rana on strike. Rana gets one that he's tickling fine. Will find the boundary here. Over pitched, angled down the leg side. All he had to do was help it on its way. And he does just that. So this already a good over from a Maryland Mavericks standpoint. 11 runs off it so far. And they've really done well. The Maryland Mavericks bringing themselves back into contention. And the last time we saw Maryland Mavericks were against the Carolina Eagles. They ended up losing that match, but they had posted 120. They were chasing 140 that the Carolina Eagles posted. Maryland Mavericks, let me take that back. The Maryland Mavericks had posted 124 for 5. And in a rain-shortened affair, 16 over match. The Carolina Eagles, on the other hand, smashed their way. The Carolina Eagles smashed their way to 140 for 2 inside of 11 overs. And really dominated that proceedings. So the Maryland Mavericks are back here trying to see what else they can add. And so the over comes to an end. 13 runs coming from it. And so a good over from a Maryland Mavericks perspective. With 18 gone, it's 140 for 9.
As per the performance of the previous year, we can see that. हाँ बेबी, कुछ नहीं.
सुबह क्या भूल गए?
Breakfast भूल गया. कर लूँगा.
इतनी बार बोला है, ऐसे मत लेट किया करो.
3 minutes.
अभी तुम्हारे पेट में एसिडिटी हो
बेबी
जाएगी.
रखूँ. हाँ.
बेबी की चिट-चैट 3 minutes में इम्पॉसिबल. मगर MTR का 3 minute उपमा जस्ट ऐड हॉट वाटर, मिक्स, कवर और 3 minutes में रेडी. MTR 3 minute breakfast, इंडिया का ब्रेकफास्ट.
So 2 overs remaining. Swing and a miss as Udit comes back into the attack. And so he starts with a dot. And so Sarwadekar on 9. Gaurav Rana, he's on 6. He's at the non-striker's end for the moment. 11 balls remaining in the innings here for the Maryland Mavericks. Could be looking at a total in excess of 160. This one is hit well into the gap. Coming around is the fielder at deep extra cover. And can't stop a couple. And so Rohit goes into double figures. He goes up to 11. And we've seen the Maryland Mavericks really turn things around in the back half of their innings here. For the first 10 overs, they put up 68 for the first 10. This one will run away from some more. And the man in the deep, can he pull it back? He's able to pull it back just inside the boundary. Could be extras coming here. We'll wait for the signal from umpire Brandon. It's a no ball. And so a couple of runs, in fact 3 runs will be added here. And 145 then the total. Free hit then to Sauerdaker. So he'll get a free swing here at this delivery. 10 balls remaining in the innings. It's hit well into the offside. Man comes around at, I think it's Sunil Kumar at the backward point. Can't stop one. So on goes the Maryland Mavericks march as they march towards that 150 milestone. 9 balls remaining in the innings then. Gaurav Rana now on to strike. So Gaurav has faced just 3 balls so far. This one hit well into the onside. Navin Beef Stew. Stewart comes up throwing. Only one then. So this already a good over from a Maryland's Mavericks perspective. They've scored 7 in the over. With a couple of balls remaining, of course, they're looking for more. As at the death, batters are going, swinging for the fences. This is the final pair, though. So they'll have to be careful down the track and swinging. Missing everything is Rohit. And so just 1 ball remaining in over 19. And this time it's going down the leg side, and that will close out the over. It's 7 runs from it. It's 147 for 9 after 19.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com। यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते, आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो। विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So Tej Patel will finish proceedings here. 3 overs, 1 for 18. And he starts with a wide. So that will add to the Maryland Mavericks cause. Umpire McFarlane gives us the confirmation there. So can the Maryland Mavericks get to 160? That will at least require or cement an 8-run per over ask. This one hit down the ground towards Stewart. So 5 balls remain. 150 the next nearest milestone. And this one is punched away straight up. And they scamper through for 1. That will bring up the 150. 150 comes up in the final over here. And so just 4 balls remain in the innings for the Maryland Mavericks. How much more can they score here? $150 for 9. 4 balls remaining in the innings. $150 for 9. This one again hit into the onside. Only 1 an offer here. And so 1 more pushes the total up to 151 with 3 balls remaining then. The Maryland Mavericks going at just over 7.7 and over. Down the track and hitting well. This is good bowling here at the death. Tej Patel has really bowled on a tight line and has kept the ball inside that circle. Inside the perimeter of the field. And in the process, when the ball is not going across the boundary at this juncture, have to be very content and feeling good about yourself. Good effort by Dev Singh at short mid-wicket. Keeps the batters again to just 1. And so 6 in the over so far, but from a New Jersey Titans standpoint, you would have to be happy with this effort. With the ball, no boundaries conceded in this over. And now he gives up one. Full toss, hit into the deep, gone the distance. And that's a CBTF maximum to close things out. And so 12 coming off the over. It's 159 for 9, 159 for 9 at the end of 20 overs. Maryland Mavericks batting first here against the New Jersey Titans. So the requirement then will be 150, 160. 160 will be the requirement, 160 from 20 overs. And so that will put the ask at 8 and over, exactly 8 runs and over the ask. 160 needed from 120 balls. We'll pause here and return on the other side of the break for the run chase. But before that, it will be Sharad with a couple of words with one or two of these players.
Welcome back. This is Supreet Madan of Maryland Mavericks, who scored 53 of 31 balls. Amazing innings, Supreet. So what were you thinking when you were in the middle and team was really under pressure?
I wasn't thinking anything besides how to take my team into a good total, and then let's hope we defend it. Yeah.
And you developed some partnership with some key batsmen in the middle and kept the score going. Do you think the wicket was easing as the match progressed?
Of course, yes, because it's getting sunnier out here, so it's gonna bake easy, and we hope we have to bowl good to defend the runs. Yeah.
Now, what do you need to do to defend 159, which at the end is a pretty good total on this pitch?
Bowl good lines and lengths and have a good attacking feel and take the catches, because they are gonna come.
Everybody, this is Supreet Madan, and New Jersey Titans will be chasing 160 and Maryland Mavericks would be defending 159. We'll be right after the break.
So the umpires take the field for the chase. Umpires Rowan McFarlane and Brian Kane. And there you see them making their way out to the middle. 159 for 9 posted by the Maryland Mavericks, having been sent in earlier this morning by the New Jersey Titans. The Jersey Titans now will require 160 from 120 balls, asking rate of 8 per over, 8 runs and over, even 8 runs per over the ask. And I'm sure Vander Prajapati will likely be at the top, and we'll see who the batters are that comes to the middle to effect this chase for the New Jersey Titans. Again, a reminder that this after this matchup, the next matchup, the next teams on tap, the defending champions or the champions from Phase 1, Florida Sharks, will take on the Texas Cowboys. That match will immediately follow this one at 2 p.m. Also on tap for tomorrow, the action will continue here at SUNY Purchase with the Carolina Eagles taking on the Washington Hawks. That match will start at 10 a.m. And then at 2 p.m., the Pennsylvania Cavaliers, the unbeaten Pennsylvania Cavaliers, will take on New York Gothams. That will play at 2 p.m. Next week, Florida Sharks will take on the Washington Hawks at 10 a.m. That's next Saturday. And then at 2 p.m., the New Jersey Titans will take on the Texas Cowboys. So a lot of cricket still to be played in Phase 2 here of the U.S. Premier League. as there you see the fielding team huddling in the distance, and they will take their respective positions in the field and will be almost ready for the chase here, with the New Jersey Titans needing 160 to keep pace with the Pennsylvania Cavaliers. The Cavaliers are 5-0 with a record, with a total of 10 points from their 5-0 record. If New Jersey should win here, they would also go to 10 points, but would have played one extra game over the Cavaliers, so the Cavaliers would in effect have a game in hand. The Maryland Mavericks, on the other hand, if they should win here, they would advance into second place to 4-2, and so they would move to 8 points and ahead of the New Jersey Titans. If in fact, may, depending on the net run rate, would either be in second place or third place, as number 2 New Jersey Titans are taking on the Maryland Mavericks here at number 4. So should the Mavericks defeat the New Jersey Titans, they would also move to a record of 4-2, and so net run rate would then separate the two teams in terms of which one would then be in second place versus the team in third place. So there you have it, as the fielders, the batters, have taken their position in the field. Dev Singh is out in the middle for the New Jersey Titans, and it's Prajapati as well. Dev Singh will be the man on strike. So the man with ball in hand appears to be Gaurav Rana. So Rana will start the proceedings here for the Maryland Mavericks, looking to defend 159. So you see Dev Singh swinging the arms there, and so he'll be ready now to face Gaurav. So momentarily Gaurav will run away from us in the media center and into Dev Singh. First ball of the chase. Oh, put down. Hit straight into the hand of backward point, and he puts it on the turf. Oh, what a start that would have been. Ball outside the off stump, a lazy looking slash, and straight down the throat of the man at backward point, and he is not able to hold on, and so it's should have been none for one. It's still, it ends up being Dev Singh with a life. Here's Gaurav, ball number 2. And this time finds the gap in the outfield. Man comes around at long off. Keep the batters to just a single. So Dev Singh is away. And a missed opportunity by Vasav Desai at backward point. So Desai had a chance. Looked like he could have effected some. He could have effected a dismissal straight away. Instead, it's the New Jersey Titans up and running. Here's Gaurav. And ball outside the off stump. This time Prajapati is just looking at one, not able to, or electing not to offer a stroke. 1 for no loss. quiet start here for the New Jersey Titans. They're chasing just 160. And they have two of their top batters at the top of their order. The talismanic and enigmatic Vandit Prajapati, the man now on strike, has had 1 century to his tally so far in phase 2. That came on opening day against the Florida Sharks. Starts with a good ball again outside off. Another good one, so a couple of good balls to Prajapati to start. And since then, Prajapati came back in a good matchup against the Pennsylvania Cavaliers. Got among the runs there. And in fact, against the Cavaliers, he would have scored 47 in a run chase of enormous proportions. They were chasing a mammoth total. This one in the air. Oh, and it's taken. So that's the end of Prajapati. A big wicket this. And he looks to go over the offside. And the man well positioned at third man, Rohit Sawadekar, makes no mistake. And so Prajapati is on his way back to the hut. And he falls here without scoring. A big strike for the Maryland Mavericks. 1 for 1.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com। यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो। विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
So Ewart Nicholson strides to the middle and replaces Vandit Prajapati, who failed to trouble the scorers this afternoon. And one of the rare times we've seen Vandit Prajapati fail with the bat. And so it will be now up to the remaining batters for the New Jersey Titans. Should perhaps have been none for 2, or at least none for 1, or at least 1 for 2 rather, buys the call from umpire Brian Kane. Instead, it's 2 for 1. The over comes to an end, and since we had taken a break at the top, we'll power through this over break as we see umpires Brian Kane and Rowan McFarling switching over. 2 runs on the board after 1. Still 8.3 is the slight change in the asking rate. And the bowler has been the man who's been given the ball here appears to be Poro Berman. So Berman will continue the attack to Ewart Nicholson. Nicholson, a very hard-hitting batsman, good striker of the ball, very polished player, very stylish the way he approaches his innings. Is a 360 player, has shots all around the ground, has gone in favor of playing down the ground though, which we've seen most of the batters who have been successful at this ground have mastered the craft of hitting through the line and hitting straight. And when you go down the ground, you tend to be a lot more successful playing here. When you hit across the line or try to go square off the wicket is generally when batters fall into trouble. And we've seen so far the success of these batters come into question. We saw good innings played by Supreet Madan earlier for the Maryland Mavericks. This one is punched up into the offside. And so Nicholson's away. Slow beginning here for the New Jersey Titans. We saw similar beginning for the Maryland Mavericks. They did fight themselves back to post a fighting total of 159 for 9 inside their 20 overs. And they've come back straight away, picking up wickets in the power play, as this time Poro is pegging the wrong line, and so we'll give away a couple extras here as we get the confirmation from umpire McFarlane that a couple of wides should be added to the total. It brings Nicholson back on strike. Field here aggressive. Just the two fielders outside the circle in the power play. One is at deep extra cover, the other at long off. And could be leg byes upcoming here. Get the confirmation now from the umpire. So slow start for the Titans, but just 8 runs and over is the ask, so not a lot of risk needed, not a lot of extra undue risk required in the power play. They press for one, think about a second, throw comes in quickly, and so the batter is forced to change their minds there. So 7 is the total then on the board. Dev Singh and Ewart, in fact 8 is the total, as Ewart is the man who comes back on strike there. Hit well in the deep. Man is looking up. This should be 2. Supreet takes it cleanly. That's the end of Ewart Nicholson. He has to go. It's now 8 for 2.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com। यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते, आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो। विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So a good beginning here for the Maryland Mavericks, defending 159. And they're off to a good start. So here is Gaurav. Oh, well done at extra cover, at cover point really. And a man coming around, keeping the batters from being able to advance their total. So good, in fact, wide is the call. So here's Gaurav. And this is it well. Finds the gap. Man though position at deep third man. And so does well, keeping the batters to just one. Here's Gaurav. And this one is taken on the pad. Might have been an inside edge onto the pad there. Let's watch and see if we can see that on this replay. As Gaurav moves in. Yeah, big inside edge onto the pad. And so good call by the umpire. Umpire Brian Kane making sure it's clear. That there. Ball would have come off the inside edge. Good slower ball. Just varying the length, pulling the length back just a tad bit. It was Gaurav and Mishra. In fact, Dev Singh. So Singh off on his horse, he takes one. So he'll keep strike as the over turns. It's 12 for 2 after 3.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com। यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो। विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
So we're back with the action. Slow sledding for the New Jersey Titans as they go in search of 159. In fact, they need 160 to overhaul the total posted by the Maryland Mavericks. So far, they're 12 for 2 in response. This one hit well through the offside. Only up as far as deep extra cover. So Dev Singh will get himself off strike. Singh up to 5, and the total up to 13. And fair ways to go here for the New Jersey Titans. They did lose their top batter very early in the power play. In fact, he fell on the 5th ball of the first over. Well caught out in the deep by Rohit Sarwadekar. And since then, bowlers on top here for the Maryland Mavericks. Hit well up into the long off region. Supreet will come in to clean up. as the ball half stopped at extra cover by Kapelkana coming across. 14 for 2. And still nice afternoon, cool conditions. This one is tugged into the onside. Straight to the captain, Baride, posted at mid-wicket. Final ball then of over number 4. Some field adjustments being made here by Kunal Baride. Now reinforcing the mid-wicket region. And dead ball is the indication as Berman had started to move in, but the fielder Supreet Madan was still in the process of repositioning from long on to deep mid-wicket. Swing and a miss. And in fact, ball not collected cleanly by the keeper. Was Tokyo San, and that will close out the over. Just 2 runs from it. It's 14 for 2 after 4.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com। यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो। विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
So Supreet Madan has been given the ball here. So called upon to add to his contribution already with the bat. And so he replaces Gaurav Rana. 2 overs, 1 for 5 for Gaurav. 2 overs, 1 for 7 for Poro Burman. So a good start with the ball for both the opening bowlers. So Supreet, the first slow bowler being introduced here by Baride. Oh, this is it well down the ground, and the first maximum off the run chase. It comes off the blade of Rahul Misra. He goes upstairs, and a good-looking strike to take the total up to 20. And a very clean strike indeed. Good-looking shot for Misra. Oh, through the hands, and Supreet Madan getting an opportunity there to pick up a wicket. Puts it down. Hard hit. Was going to be a difficult proposition either way. But he's not able to reel it in. Would have been a spectacular catch. Almost have to stick that paw out there and hope that it sticks. In this case, it didn't. Again, a reminder, Florida Sharks, Texas Cowboys coming up after this one. So now So a couple of balls remaining in the over here for Supreet. First ball traveled since then, or the second ball actually. Since then it's been a good over for Supreet, and the over will come to an end with a single to Singh. And so that will close out the fifth over. It's 22 for 2.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com। यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते, आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो। विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So the action continues. Pora Berman, 2 overs, 1 for 6 coming into this over. Final over of the power play. Sunshine back at SUNY Purchase. Sun is out. Conditions almost ideal for cricketers playing out in the middle. Sun is out. Cool breeze blowing across. Batters scampering through for 1. And so score pushes on to 23 then. Rahul Mishra on 9. Dev Singh on 7. Here's Poro. Good ball outside the off stump, making good height. And so Poro getting the ball to do some things here. So a good over, a good 6 this from the from the Maryland Mavericks in response to their own power play, in which they only put up 27 runs. So already ahead of that pace, and they hadn't scored a boundary in their power play, a boundary off the bat. In this case, only 1 boundary off the bat, maximum off the bat of Rahul Mishra. And so they have done equally well in this run chase, the Maryland Mavericks. Swing and a miss. And this will go, in fact, it will go all the way to the boundary. So he did get a little bit on it. So just tugging it into the onside, into the vacant fine leg region. And Mishra into double figures. He goes up to 13. So a good start for Mishra. Not such a good start for the New Jersey Titans. They are up to 27 now, which is exactly where the Maryland Mavericks were in their power play when it ended. Except Maryland Mavericks had lost 4 wickets during their power play. New Jersey Titans have lost 2 here, so they're better in the wickets department. Final ball of the power play. And this one is tugged away towards backward square. Chases on. Come back for a couple. In fact, it's gone into the boundary. And so they'll finish the power play actually with a little bit of an advantage here, the New Jersey Titans, as they finish at 31 for 2. 9 runs coming off the over. Power play done. Mishra is on 17 and Dev Singh is on 7.
As per the performance of the previous year, we can see that. हाँ बेबी, कुछ नहीं.
सुबह क्या भूल गए?
Breakfast भूल गया. कर लूँगा.
इतनी बार बोला है, ऐसे मत लेट
So
किया करो.
3 minutes.
अभी तुम्हारे
Okay.
पेट में एसिडिटी हो
बेबी
जाएगी.
रखूँ. हाँ.
बेबी की चिट चैट 3 मिनट्स में इम्पॉसिबल, मगर MTR का 3 मिनट उपमा जस्ट ऐड हॉट वाटर, मिक्स, कवर और 3 मिनट्स में रेडी. MTR 3 मिनट ब्रेकफास्ट, इंडिया का ब्रेकफास्ट.
So Vasav Desai has been tossed the ball here by Captain Kunal Buride to continue the attack for the Maryland Mavericks. It starts with a full toss that's paddled away towards the vacant fine leg region. Man gives chase, gives up the chase. And we get the signal from umpire Kane that this one is gone. And so Dev Singh, very classy looking shot, just improvising. Full toss, overpitch delivery from Desai, missing his length. And paddled away for a boundary by Desai, puts himself into double figures as well. Partnership of 28 now between these two. This one punched up into the offside. Picks out cover, can't score. So Prajapati, the first to fall, he went without scoring. Score was then 1. Then the next man to go was Uric Nicholson. He went for 1. Score was then 7. Since then, a 29-run partnership between Misra and Dev Singh pushed the Titans up to 36. As teams for the second matchup here have started to arrive in the ground here at SUNY Purchase. Florida Sharks, as we get the signal for a wide. Florida Sharks and Texas Cowboys upcoming next. That a matchup, the Florida Sharks are the team that would have won the Phase 1 championship. And Florida Sharks have struggled here in Phase 2. They're 2-3 on the season in Phase 2. And they take on the Texas Cowboys, who are 1-4. So 5 taking on 6. 5, the 5th ranked team taking on the 6th ranked team. So a bottom half of the table contest, the fixture coming up next. And then tomorrow the action resumes here again. Swing and a miss this time outside the off stump. And so good comeback delivery from Desai. And tomorrow's matchup will feature a couple of good teams playing. In the match playing at 10 will be the Carolina Eagles taking on the Washington Hawks. And a loud appeal to close out the over. And so it's 7 runs from it. It's 38 for 2 after 7.
As per the performance of the previous year, we can see that. हाँ बेबी, कुछ नहीं.
सुबह क्या भूल गए?
ब्रेकफास्ट भूल गया, कर लूंगा
इतनी
कर
बार
लूंगा।
बोला है ऐसे मत लेट
So,
किया करो
3 minutes.
अभी तुम्हारे
Okay.
पेट में एसिडिटी हो
बेबी
जाएगी
रखूं? हाँ हाँ हाँ।
बेबी की चिट चैट 3 मिनट्स में इम्पॉसिबल, मगर MTR का 3 मिनट उपमा जस्ट ऐड हॉट वाटर, मिक्स, कवर और 3 मिनट्स में रेडी। MTR 3 मिनट ब्रेकफास्ट, इंडिया का ब्रेकफास्ट।
So Supreet Madan, first over cost him 8. And so he comes in here to Rahul Mishra. And strong throw. Umpire Brian Kane right on the spot. Good pickup and throw by the man coming in there in the outfield, and was right on top of the stumps, but Dev Singh was off very early, responding to Mishra's call. And now the batsmen seem to have pulled up at the non-striker's end. And so he'll be treated while there's a break in the action here. We'll pause and come back on the other side of the break. 39 for 2.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com। यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते, आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो। विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So Rahul Mishra seems to have shaken it off a bit. He's going to try and continue. Still not 100%, but will try to give it a go, and hops his way down to the other end. 40 comes up for the New Jersey Titans. They need 160. Asking rate inching closer to 10 and over. Asking rate at the outset was 8 and over. Good bowling effort by the Maryland Mavericks in the power play has put themselves in a good position here to defend 159. This one in the air. And he is looking to go off for a run. In fact, the keeper runs all the way, Tokar Hassan, and is able to pull it in. And so good work by Tokar, running all the way from behind the stumps to somewhere around backward point and able to reel it in. Tokar sends Rahul Mishra back. He was in a lot of discomfort, and perhaps a good outcome, or the best outcome for him, because he's back in the hut and can perhaps give that injury some bit of treatment. It's 40 for 3 in over number 8.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com। यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते, आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो। विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
So Rahil Amarsi strides to the middle, and he'll be on strike straight away. Supreet Madan has picked up his first wicket, so he gets in the wicket column, joins Gaurav Rana, who has picked up 1 for 5, Poro Burman, who's picked up 1 for 15. And so only Vasav Desai yet to get into the wicket column. Here is Supreet down the track, hitting down the ground, into the trees, and out of the playing area. So Rahil Amarsi wastes no time getting into the action. He's down the track in a hurry and picks up a boundary to get his account, to open his account, get his afternoon up and running. A CBTF maximum. We have not seen many on the afternoon. Just 2 in this innings. I believe 3 in the innings off the Maryland. In fact, there were 5 in the innings of 6 in the innings of the Maryland Mavericks. 6 CBTF maximums. Only 2 in this one so far. So 8 on the day. CBTF. The fastest news in cricket, cbtfspeednews.com. We, of course, invite our fans, our viewers, and those watching around the world to visit cbtfspeednews.com for the latest and all the great happenings in the world of cricket. Speed news to the world. Here is Madan. This one worked again into the onside. And in comes Kapil Khanna. Can't stop one. That will close out the over. A successful over from a Maryland Mavericks standpoint, but 9 runs come from it. It's 47 for 3 after 8.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com। यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते, आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो। विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
So we're back with the action, and it's going to be Vasav decide to continue. First over cost him 7. 47 on the board here for the New Jersey Titans. They need 160, so they need another. They have 72 balls. Oh, this one hit well. Into the gap, and that will be 4. And into the side of the bus in the distance. So, well struck. Clean as a whistle. Brings up 50 in the process for Amarshi. So, he's clearly a man with a mission, with some intent. 50 comes up inside 9 overs. And hit that one real well. 109 needed from 71 balls. Asking grade is 9.2. 9.2 the ask, up from 8 at the outset, so not far off the ask at the very beginning. But they'll need some bit of enterprise, some commitment on the part of these batters as Amarshi gets off strike. 52 is the total on the board. And so Raul Amarshi will face his first ball. And it's been the Dev Singh show up to this point. 25 from 27. Ball angled down the leg side. Wides upcoming here. And will be 2 of them. .25 from 27 for Dev Singh. He's really batted well here for the New Jersey Titans. And good work by Kapilkana in the deep. Keeps the batters to just 1. Just 1 ball remaining here in fact, man coming on the field here. 1 ball remaining in over number 9. CBTF, the most reliable gaming platform in the world. CBTFspeednews.com. Again, we encourage and invite all those within the sound of my voice to go and check the CBTF Speed News website. A lot of great information there for cricket consumers' consumption, for the consumers of cricket news globally. And so there's another break in the action here. And so we'll take a pause and return on the other side of the break. 56 for 3. So final ball of the 9th over. Single taken. That will close out the over. So 57 for 3 after 9. But as it turns out, you saw the injury there. A momentary break in the action. Looks like all is well. That ends well as the over concluded. And Dev Singh marches on to 27. He's faced 29 balls. And of course, Marcy. This is 1 from 2 so far. And you hear the sound or the voice of umpire Ron McFarlane notifying the media center that the new bowler is being introduced, and it's he comes into the fray here with the score at 57. It's Kapil Khanna, the man who has been given the ball. And so the bowling so far, Gaurav Rana 1 for 5 from 2, Poro Burman 1 for 15 from 3, Supreet Madan 1 for 17 from 2, Vasav Desai none for 17 from 2. So the 5th bowler being introduced here in the form of Kapil Khanna. Starts with the ball outside the off stump that's driven up to deep extra cover. So just over 9 runs and over. The ask for the New Jersey Titans, they need 160, so 102 more from 65 balls. And you see the asking rate there of 9.42, the ask on their screen. So still a long ways to go. Dev Singh has led the chase so far for the Titans' effort. This ball is steered up into the offside by Rahil Amarshi. So he picks up run number 2. Pushes the total then up to 59 and brings Dev Singh back onto strike. He's on 28. So still a good ways to go. This one angled down the leg side. It will be a chase here for short fine leg. It does get around, keep the batters to just 1. So we have seen a partnership of 33 between Rahul Mishra and Dev Singh. This partnership between Singh and Amarshi now pushing 20. And it's been the Dev Singh show. He's been right there from the very outset. Opened the innings with Vandit Prajapati. Prajapati fell cheaply today. And so Dev Singh has had to kick on. Has been looking for a worthy partner to help to steer and guide this response by the New Jersey Titans, looking to stay in second place. They're 4-1 on the season, looking to go 5-1. This one hit well into the gap, 1 bounce into the boundary, and so that's 4 good-looking runs. Rahil Amarshi getting one with some width and offer, smashing it, collecting 4 for the effort. Slower ball. He was thinking to go big, then having to adjust. The over comes to an end. 7 from it, 64 for 3.
जिंदगी में जीत उसी की होती है जिसके पास स्पीड होती है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cptfspeednews.com। यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते, आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो। विजिट cptfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So it will be Supreet to continue. This one hit well into the deep, gone the distance. And so we get the confirmation from umpire Brian Kane and Dev Singh taking no prisoners and gets one that he can handle. Smashes it out of the ground. His second CBTF maximum of his innings. And hit a long way into the distance. Singh up to 35. Total up to 70. Still 9 and over or better is the ask. Here is Supreet. And this one is worked into the long on region. And he'll get another run here, gets himself off strike in the process. In comes Poro, can't stop one. So Raheel has tempered aggression with defense. They run through quickly for 2. So good understanding, good communication between Dev Singh and Raheel Amarshi. And so total pushes up to 73, reduces the equation to 87 needed from 57. New Jersey Titans and Maryland Mavericks locked in battle here at SUNY Purchase College. Punched away by Amarshi once again. So he'll pick up another single. And this is a good over so far for the New Jersey Titans. They have already collected 10 off the over. Still a couple of deliveries remain. And so when the ball is not flying out of the ground, they've been milking the bowlers on the interior. And Dev Singh comes back onto strike. He's going at better than run a ball, just above run a ball, 36 from 33. So going at about 109 strike rate. And swings and miss at a good delivery. That's keeping us fractionally low. And remains on 36. Final ball here of over number 11. Here is Supreet. Oh, and he's gone. So coming down the track, looking to work through the offside, and he runs past one. So a big strike here for the Maryland Mavericks. They send back Dev Singh, and so it's now 74 for 4.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com। यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते, आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो। विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
So Sunil Kumar walks to the middle, and he'll join Raheel Amarshi. The batsman just dismissed, Dev Singh. He was stumped by Tokyo Hassan off the bowling of Asav Desai. And he went for 36, faced 35 balls, struck 2 CBTF maximums and 2 fours. And make that off the bowling of Supreet Madan. So boundary. And ordinary fielding perhaps in the deep here as we watch this go up towards the fielder. And in the end it crosses the ropes there. So 78 then the total. And Rahil 1 over for 7, 1 over for 7 coming into this one. And so 82 needed now from 53 balls. This one is a full toss, but just hit up to mid wicket rather, and it's made a meal of it in the deep. Is the fielder out there at mid wicket? And that's 4 more. So a couple of ordinary efforts in the field has certainly let down the Maryland Mavericks here. And they can't give away any freebies. 78 needed from 52. So asking rate now back down to 9 and over. So continue to milk the bowlers here. Kapilkana now with 3 balls already bowled in this over has given away 9. A lot of that through no fault of his own. Ordinary response by his teammates have not supported his bowling effort from an economy rate standpoint. And so have to look to tighten things up. Sunil Kumar on strike for the first time. This one driven into the offside. No chance to score. Again, after this match, the Florida Sharks and Texas Cowboys are next on tap. And of course, another doubleheader right here at SUNY Purchase tomorrow. Tomorrow morning and afternoon. Matches played at 10 and 2. And so, a couple of good matchups. In fact, the Carolina Eagles and the Washington Hawks will be in action, as well as the Pennsylvania Cavaliers and New York Gothams. Cavaliers undefeated. They're 5-0 in phase 2. Carolina Eagles are 4, in fact they're 3-2. New Jersey Titans are 4-1. They're on tap here this afternoon as another single into the onside. And the over will come to an end. And so it's 12 gone. It's 85 for 4.
जिंदगी में जीत उसी की होती है जिसके पास स्पीड होती है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cptfspeednews.com। यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते, आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो। विजिट cptfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So this one hit well into the deep, and doing well is the man at extra cover, Kapilkana, coming around and keeping the ball from going into the boundary. Good looking shot from Marcy. Picks up a single though. So Supreet bowling through here. 2 overs to 27 coming into this one. And so he'll look to finish up here, trying to dislodge one of these two. Sunil Kumar on strike. Gets a good ball, turns into the onside. Always a single there, as the long on is, there's a man at long on and a man at straight mid wicket. No protection for that single right on the interior, going straight into that mid on region. And now Captain Buride does move himself into that position to look to close off a single there. At least now with the left-hander on strike, he just really moves to extra cover. And another single punched up into the offside. But there's no protection on the onside at mid-on or in that short mid-wicket area. So there's always a run there for the New Jersey Titans. So if they're looking to extract as much as they're able to from the ball in the interior, that's the place to go. This one is hit well to backward square. Man comes around, cannot get there. And so it's 4 more. And in fact, the first boundary to Sunil. And so he's up and running from a boundary standpoint. The score goes up to 92. And so a good start here for Sunil Kumar. So 68 more are needed. 4 wickets are down, so the Maryland Mavericks need to continue to pick up wickets here and continue to look to build pressure on these batters in the middle. Down the track, hits well. Man comes in, can't get to it. And they cross for 1. So looking to go big over the offside. Didn't time it as well as he would have liked, but does well enough to get it into that deep square leg region. 8 off the over so far for the New Jersey Titans. Still about 1 delivery remaining to close out over number 13. 7 overs remaining then after this. 67 runs still to get. Asking rate just about 9 and over. This one punched away through the offside. Kapil Khanna gives chase. Can he get there? Does the boot work? And so a little Leo Messi on the sidelines does keep the ball in play and from going across the line. So that will close out the over. 10 runs from it. It's 95 for 4 at the end of 13.
As per the performance of the previous year, we can see that. हाँ बेबी, कुछ नहीं.
सुबह क्या भूल गए?
ब्रेकफास्ट भूल गया. कर लूंगा.
इतनी बार बोला है, ऐसे मत लेट किया करो.
3 minutes.
अभी तुम्हारे पेट में एसिडिटी हो
बेबी
रही है.
रखूं. हाँ.
बेबी की चिट-चैट 3 minutes में इम्पॉसिबल. मगर MTR का 3 minute उपमा जस्ट ऐड हॉट वाटर, मिक्स, कवर और 3 minutes में रेडी. MTR 3 minute breakfast, इंडिया का ब्रेकफास्ट.
So 95. So Vasav Desai will come back into the attack here. None for 17 from his 2 in his prior spell. 95 on the board for the New Jersey Titans. In search of 160 needed for victory. Trying to stay at second place in the table. So Desai starts with a dot to Kumar. Still a good, fair way to go here. 65 runs more needed for the New Jersey Titans. This one is slashed away through the offside. Man gives chase. Could be Ravi Patel running up there. But in the end, it crosses over and goes into the boundary. And that will be 4, as you see it there. And that will push the New Jersey Titans up to 99. So right on the verge of another milestone perhaps. And this is hit well down the ground. This will bring up 100 for the Titans. And so the 100 comes up here in over number 14. And now 60 more needed by the Titans. So the New Jersey Titans are going at 7.4 runs and over. They needed to be at 8, which was the asking rate at the outset. They have fallen behind that ask to some degree, not very far back. They needed 8 and over. They're at 9.2 now. So they're still, and this will be a wide. So that helps the Titans equation as it reduces their requirement with an extra delivery to be bowled, and he's tugging this one down to a fine leg position. Almost pulling it onto the pads and then into the onside. So it will bring Sunil back onto strike, and the Mavericks are trying to pick up some wickets here. They have employed some attacking tactics, and at times they've been somewhat defensive. And here it appears that Kumar and Amarsi are content to just milk some runs here. And so far they have 8 in this over, so just about at the asking rate with a ball remaining. And Amarsi now onto strike. So he's gone well. 24 from 16 is just about a 150 strike rate. So good strike rate here for him, and this will have to be rebowled, so we'll have to reload again as the Sai. So lost the plot here, a couple of wides in this over. Extras are 11. Wides totaling 8 in that total. There have been 2 no balls, 1 leg by, rather 2 byes and 1 leg by. This one hit well down the ground towards the straight mid-wicket boundary. And out in the deep. Man comes in there. Looks to be Sour Daker. And that closes out another over. 10 runs from it. 13, in fact 14 gone. It's 105 for 4.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है. इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com. यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते, आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो. विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So another 55 runs are needed by the New Jersey Titans. 6 wickets are needed by the Maryland Mavericks. Or if they can get through 6 overs here without conceding 55 runs, they'll put themselves in position to advance up the table, perhaps into second or third, well, at least the 3rd place if they can win here. As a win here by the Titans, a win here by the Mavericks would allow them to vault over the Carolina Eagles, who sit at 3-2, but Carolina Eagles will have 1 game in hand. And depending on the margin of victory here, could put them into as high as 2nd place. Past the Titans, but so far perhaps not going to be an emphatic win one way or the other, as this one shaping up to play close, and so the net run rate scenario should maintain. 54 more needed 55, in fact 35 balls remain. Sunil Kumar back on strike. And he tugs this one into the onside. Protection in the form of Supreet Madan at straight mid-wicket. So he's able to get the ball back in quickly. So just one to Kumar. Partnership of 33 between these two. Highest partnership we've seen so far is 34 between Amarsi and Dev Singh. Partnership of 33 between Mishra and Singh as well. And so this one is hit into the onside, in the deep. Man looks up. Can he get there? It's over his head and gone for a CBTF maximum. And so Amarsi into the 30s with a huge strike. Ball was in the air for a long time, and you see the man looking up there, thought he had a play momentarily, but then ran out of real estate. And the fielder out there, Vasav Desai, for a moment thought he was in business. 113 for 4, 47 then more needed. Only 5 overs will remain after this one. This one hit well up into the extra cover region. Around comes Supreet Madan. And fielders are running quickly, and so they are able to get back for a 2. As Supreet came up throwing, you see him there. And let's see on the replay here. And the fielder, the batter just getting there ahead of the throw. So 45 then needed from 32. Asking rate inching down slowly but surely. 8.4 now the ask. And this is hit well into the gap. It will be 1-2 bounces into the media center. And Rinku looking like a man in his teenage years. On the charge, fielding cleanly, getting the ball back in. 4 runs to Amarsi. And a big over this from a Titan standpoint. Already 14 in the over, with still a ball remaining. So a big one this for the New Jersey Titans, and it helps their cause. Final ball of over number 15. Goes big. Upstairs, man will be retrieving. And this is the biggest over of the New Jersey Titans response. 20 runs coming from it. It ends with a CBTF maximum. And so it's 125 for 4 at the end of 15.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com। यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो। विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
So we're into the Fast 5, as you would have seen the picture there of the CBTF brand partner, Imran Anwar Hashmi. Anwar Hashmi, of course, is an Indian actor who appears in Hindi cinema. So a brand partner of CBTF, and have certainly made his presence felt and has supported CBTF Speed News. And so CBTF, the title sponsor of the U.S. Premier League, USPL, well and truly on here in the U.S., being played up at SUNY Purchase. So a new bowler here as Gaurav Rana is brought back. And so Rana comes back at a crucial point here with 35 more runs needed from 30 balls. Asking rate now down to 7. Starts with a full toss that's punched up into the offside by Kumar. So he has been effective in rotating the strike. So 15 from 11, striking it at 136. On the other hand, Amarcia struck it at 200, 44 from 22 balls. So he has really played a good cameo here, Rael Amarci, and has helped to position the New Jersey Titans to improve themselves or improve their position in the standings, or at least maintain their position in the standings. They will go to, if they should emerge victorious here, they would go to 10 points. So they would improve their standings to 4-1. In fact, make that to 5-1, which would join the Pennsylvania Cavaliers. The Cavaliers, though, would have a game in hand. This one hit well through the offside. And Capelcana is positioned at deep extra cover, so protection there keeps the batters to just 1. And so scoreboard continues to move pretty fluidly here for the New Jersey Titans. And they have effectively kept pace with the ask. We saw when Maryland Mavericks batted, they started off relatively slowly as well, but then picked it up in the back half of their innings. Swing and a miss, slower ball, a good one, well disguised by Gaurav Rana. And while the Maryland Mavericks were able to pick up their run rate toward the back half of their innings, New Jersey Titans have been able to do just that. They scored 31 in the power play here, that the New Jersey Titans, which compared to 27 posted by Maryland Mavericks when they batted. And so both teams have done well in picking up the rate towards the back half of their innings. Another single here to Kumar. Partnership of 54 between these two, the most productive partnership of the innings so far. And 54 from 29 balls, 38 contributed by Amarche, 16 by Sunil Kumar. And so now 32 more needed. Amarche back on strike. Gets a slower ball. He's working it into the onside and just ambling through for 1. Pushes him close to that half-century mark. He goes up to 46 with a ball remaining in the 16th over. 31 to get from 25 balls with 6 wickets in hand. The New Jersey Titans looks to have the upper hand at this juncture, but never know what a couple of quick wickets could do for you if you're Maryland Mavericks supporter, as this one is punched down the ground for another single to close out the over. So Sunil Kumar will keep strike. 5 off the over, 16 gone, 130 for 4.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com। यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते, आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो। विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So poor Berman comes back. Oh, starts with a good ball, but it's taking the edge and flying over third man. And so he'll pick up 4 for the effort. Kumar was going big, looking to go over long on mid-wicket region. And it took the lead edge. And you see it there, flying over third man. And the man running back was Rohit Sawadekar, had to go. Was in retrieval mode, and not the shot that was intended. Streaky but effective. This time he connects, and it's coming towards the mid-wicket region. Supreet comes around, keeps the batters to 1. Importantly, the strike rotates now to Raheel Amarsi. Amarsi has batted extremely well, 46 from 24. Has struck it at just under 200 strike rate. 192, the current strike rate. At one point, he was striking it better than 200. So that would have been 2 runs for every ball that he would have faced. So good cameo, good hand played here by Amarsi. And he's getting one on the pad, thinking about a single or a leg by, not there. As the sun comes out again here at SUNY Purchase. So it's been a cat and mouse game here between the sun and the clouds. And now that's the time for the sun to emerge and claim its dominance as Poro moves in once again. This one is hit well. Protection though, as Kapilkana is well posted at deep extra cover. Poro pushes, Amarsi pushes up to 47. Poro will now get the opportunity to bowl at Sunil Kumar, looking to dislodge this partnership. A partnership of 62 coming from 35 balls. And one of the better partnerships, or in fact the best partnership we've seen in this matchup. 62 partnership here, 34 between Amarsi and Dev Singh, and 33 between Misra and Singh. Also good partnerships of consequence. This one hit well, up and over extra cover into the gap, and it finds the gap. That's 4 more to Kumar. In fact, it's gone the distance, gone all the way, and it's now that will move the total up to 142. As initially umpire Brian Kane had been signaling 4, but then realized that the ball went the distance, and so now 18 needed from 19 balls, so less than run a ball now the ask from here. Sunil Kumar on 28. Gets a full toss, smashes this into the gap once again, and no, not the effort that the Mavericks would have wanted. Gone for 4 more, and so another big over here. It ends with that boundary, and so 16 comes off the over, and so now it's 146 for 4. 146 for 4 as over number 17 comes to an end.
As per the performance of the previous year, we can see that. हाँ बेबी, कुछ नहीं.
सुबह क्या भूल गए?
Breakfast भूल गया. कर लूँगा.
इतनी बार बोला है, ऐसे मत लेट किया करो.
3 minutes.
अभी तुम्हारे पेट में एसिडिटी हो
बेबी
रही है.
रखो.
बेबी की चिट-चैट 3 minutes में इम्पॉसिबल. मगर MTR का 3 minute उपमा जस्ट ऐड हॉट वाटर, मिक्स, कवर और 3 minutes में रेडी. MTR 3 minute breakfast, इंडिया का ब्रेकफास्ट.
So 18 balls remain. Gaurav Rana, the ball is back with Gaurav Rana. Rana is bowling his final over here. 3 overs, 1 for 10. So he has been among the better bowlers from an economy rate here for the Maryland Mavericks. Only 14 to defend now. And they need wickets to the Mavericks. Right now it's New Jersey Titans in the driver's seat, and Amarsi gets off strike straight away, and he picks up run number 48, and so he inches closer to a milestone here, now content to just tucking the ball around. Just singles is the game from here for the New Jersey Titans, as they're home and dried effectively. Gaurav Rana looking to strike one more blow before his spell comes to an end. 3.1 overs, 1 for 11. Can he dislodge this partnership that's been the backbreaker? Oh, this one hit in the air, in the deep. Man comes in, can't get to it. And so another single. So every time the ball has gone aerial with an opportunity, and Kapil Khanna, the man running in there, it's not been able to go to hand. And so Some bit of misfortune on the part of the Maryland Mavericks fielders. But for the New Jersey Titans, they'll take that all day long. 148 then the total, just 12 more are needed. Marcy comes back onto strike. He's on 48, so within striking distance of a milestone here. And he hits well into the offside. More runs towards the third man boundary, runs into the boundary, gone for a boundary. That's 50. 50 comes up for Marcy, and it's a well-played 50. It comes up in 45 minutes. He has struck 2 CBTF maximums, 5 fours, strike rate of 186. A good hand played here by Rahil Amarsi. So now just 8 more runs are needed. 15 balls remain. This one he's hitting in the air, in the deep. Man comes around, should be out. He doesn't take the catch. And so is it kind of out there this time? Was in the air for a long time. And there you see, in fact, yeah, no, the man there is Mahesh Kasarkar. And they had it all to do. Got there, got both hands to it. Couldn't pull it in. And so Marcy will live to fight another day. Kumar comes back onto strike. Gets a full toss. Could be a no ball. He hit in the air towards the onside. They run one. They'll run another. And we'll have a free hit delivery upcoming, as now just 4 more runs are needed. 156. $157 for 4. So 156 for 4 actually. So get the correction. Now this will do it. Is it? Can this go all the way? If it does, this is game over. It's gone the distance. And so a 6-wicket win here for the New Jersey Titans. They ended in style. Sunil Kumar getting the free hit ball that he's pummeled out of the ground. And so the Titans win by 6 wickets. And so that will close out the first of the doubleheader. Remember that upcoming next is the Florida Sharks and Texas Cowboys. We'll pause here and return. You'll hear from a few of the players that would have participated in this match. And so we'll pause, come back on the other side, and then we'll have match number 2 of the doubleheader, where the Florida Sharks will take on the Texas Cowboys.
All right. New Jersey Titans has won the game by 6 wickets, beating Maryland Mavericks, and I have man of the match, Rahil Amarsi, who scored a brilliant 50 of 29 balls. And you were fantastic in the middle. What was the thought process in your mind when you were in the middle, when team really needed your help?
I think the idea was that, we had lost a few wickets and I was in, and, we had to create a solid partnership between me and Dev. And so the idea was just to get myself in and, keep a partnership going and not lose a wicket, and then take on any loose balls and play my natural game. So I built confidence in that sense, and, that was the thought process that brought the confidence.
Now you are in the playoff thanks to this wonderful win. What would be the plans now going forward? Continue to play the way you have been, or are there some new things that you would like to bring in as a team?
I think the idea is to keep the momentum the same, play our natural game and encourage each other. We've formed a good bond across the tournament, and, the team is supportive of each other. And so to keep that same momentum going and just play as we did.
Very good. Congratulations once more on the man of the match. Let me invite Sandeep Singh, who is the founder of US Premier League, to hand over the man of the match trophy to you.
Congratulations. Thank you. Once more. Thank you. Great job.
So the news is New Jersey Titans has won the game, beating Maryland Mavericks by 6 wickets, and we'll be back.